Hey Credit Warriors, welcome to the show. Now you've probably seen this clip being passed around the internet. Dave Portnoy, founder of Barstool Sports, flexing his Amex Centurion Black Card in Rite Aid.
45 million points.
Now 45 million is certainly a lot. Actually though, it was 44,400,000 if you look at the figures on the screen. He rounded up. I guess he's a glass is half full kind of guy. So we'll use 45 million for ease of math when we delve into this. So in this video, I want to look at what he could do with those points, whether it's cashback or redeeming them with airlines for first class travel. And we'll also ask the question, is he really a league leader in accumulating points?
I've got to be a league leader in points. I hoard them. I'm not diving.
But first of all, how much would he have to spend to get that 45 million points? Well, if he was just using the Amex Centurion card to earn them, it would just be 1 point per dollar. So $45 million. But he may have other Amex cards too. For example, the Amex Platinum card earns 5 points per dollar on flights booked directly with airlines. And those points pool into an account with your Centurion card points as well. So if he did all the spending for his 45 million points on flights with the Platinum card at 5 points per dollar, he'd have to spend just $9 million to get that 45 million points. However, there is a limit of $500,000 per year in spending to earn that 5% back on airlines. Then it goes down to 1 point per dollar. So it would take him 18 years spending $500,000 a year to build up the 45 million points. Then there's also the Amex Gold card that earns 4 points per dollar on supermarkets in the US and restaurants worldwide. There's the Green card that earns 3 points per dollar on travel. So if he's using a load of other cards in bonus categories, I would say his spending would have to be between 10 and 20 million to get that 45 million points. If he averaged at 3 points per dollar, because he's spending in different categories and then some categories are just 1 point per dollar, just non-category spend, he would have to spend $15 million to get that 45 million points. All right, next up, what could he actually do with the points? You heard the cashier in the video say this.
If I could go on a trip.
Yeah, no, I definitely can't.
He certainly could. But first of all, let's look at all of the different value redemptions that he could do. So first, actually, he could use the points at Rite Aid, which is where he was in the video. That is a very, very poor redemption. You can see on the screen, 227 points could be used to buy a $1.59 pack of gum. That works out at a value of just 0.7 cents per point. No wonder Rite Aid is kind of opaque about the value of Amex points used at Rite Aid on their website. Next, we have cashback. So if you redeem for cashback, which I think is actually a statement credit, but anyway, if you redeem for a statement credit on most Amex membership rewards earning cards, the rate you get is just 0.6 cents per point. That would mean his 45 million points are worth $270,000. But if you are serious at redeeming for cashback, you would go pick up the Charles Schwab Amex Platinum card, which can redeem Amex points for cashback into your Charles Schwab brokerage account at 1.1 cents per point. According to the terms and conditions, there's no annual maximum, but you can only redeem up to 4 million points every 7 days. So Mr. Portnoy could redeem his entire 45 million points at 1.1 cents per point in value, which would get him $495,000, but it would take him 84 days to do it because of that 7-day restriction. All right, next let's look at transferring points to airlines to book first and business class. And this is where the real value is. I regularly get 2 cents per point when transferring out to airlines and booking premium cabins. I've done it on Japan Airlines with their business class. I've done it with the British Airways Club Suite. And at 2 cents per point, if Mr. Portnoy did this, he would have a value of $900,000 from his 45 million points. Now let's look at the amount of flights he could take. So a round trip business class flight from the US East Coast to Europe, it costs around 100,000 points in most airline currencies. Some are a little bit lower, some are a bit higher. So if he used all his 45 million points for flights between the East Coast and Europe, round trip, he could take 450 round trip business class flights. Or if you want a really crazy one, which involves the Singapore Airlines first class suite, which is probably the most extravagant suite on a plane, he could fly between New York and Singapore 180 times in that first class product. Now that is a $15,000 flight for the one-way ticket. And even at Singapore Airlines' worst value redemption of 243,000 Singapore Airlines miles, you would still be getting 6 cents per point. So did he really rack up enough points to defeat the final boss and complete the Amex membership rewards program? Let's look at the scorecard. Well, actually no. So he probably beats the corrupt FIFA soccer executive Chuck Blazer, who supposedly charged $26 million worth of FIFA business expenses to his personal Amex card between 1990 and 2011 and accumulated 26 million points. But the man who has the highest reported spending on an Amex Black Card is Chinese billionaire Li Yiqian, who bought this $170 million painting by swiping his card. And he was able to accumulate 2 billion Amex points. Now you might say, but he only spent 170 million US dollars. Well, that's correct, but he was using a Hong Kong Amex card that earns 1.5 Hong Kong Amex points for every 1 Hong Kong dollar spent. So because of the exchange rate, he did end up with approximately 2 billion points. However, that particular Amex card, the Hong Kong Amex points transferred airlines at a rate of 15 points to 1 frequent flyer mile. Now the blog View from the Wing did the math on this and figured out he would be able to accumulate 132 million frequent flyer miles in whatever airline he chose. So that puts him above Mr. Portnoy on the scorecard. Now let's talk about what I think he should do with the points, since he said he's just hoarding them and not spending them at all.
I hoard them. I'm not die with them.
That's kind of wasteful in my opinion. I think he would be better off cashing them out through the Charles Schwab Amex Platinum at 1.1 cents per point, so he would take home $495,000 and then donate that sum to a charity. Dave, you'd get a great tax deduction for donating that much money. In addition, you'd get a load of publicity. It would be kind of a second wave of publicity after this video, because this video was really popular and it would be kind of a follow-up story. Probably all the media would cover it. And in addition to that, you'd be helping a good cause. So that's my opinion, guys. What do you think he should do? Leave your comments below. And if you want to learn more about some of the cards we mentioned in this video, well, not the black card because that's not publicly available, but the Amex Platinum, the Amex Gold, some of those really great Amex cards out there. My credit card guide is below where you can read mini reviews of those cards. Of course, it does help out our show to use our links, so we do thank you very much if you do. Please subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.